Hello and welcome to Forgotten Frights. I'm Josh and I'm sitting here with Adam.
Hey.
Today on the podcast, we are reviewing the 1973 science fiction film Soylent Green, directed by Richard Fleischer, written by Stanley R. Greenberg and starring Charlton Heston, Leigh Taylor-Young, Chuck Connors, Joseph Cotten, and Paula Kelly. Soylent Green tells the story of Detective Robert Thorne, played by Heston, who is tasked with solving the murder of the Soylent Green Corporation board member William R. Simonson. His investigation leads to a shocking revelation. Here's the trailer.
What is the secret of Soylent Green?
New York City, in the year 2022. Nothing runs anymore. Nothing works. But the people are the same. And the people will do anything to get what they need.
This is the police.
What they need most is Soylent Green.
The supply of Soylent Green has been exhausted. Return to your home.
What is the secret of Soylent Green?
Detective Sergeant Thorne. He has a 2-year backlog of unsolved murders. Now he's on a case that must be solved. Saul Roth, Thorne's private library.
Hey, Saul.
A living book in a world without books.
Have some pencils, courtesy of your next assignment. William R. Simonson.
Simonson. He was the first to learn the secret of Soylent Green.
They told me to say that they were sorry, but that you had become unreliable.
Saul Roth was the next to know.
How do we come to this?
And he chose to die, rather than reveal the secret of Soylent Green.
What is the secret of Soylent Green?
Why did you set up Simonson?
I didn't. Cheryl.
See your hands.
Officially, she's furniture. She comes with the apartment. She belongs to the tenant.
How many times you been in trouble with the police, Cheryl?
Never.
Can't hear you.
Never.
Captain Hatcher. First, he wanted this case solved.
Simonson. What do you say? It was an assassination.
Now, he just wants it closed.
Who bought you? High and hot, and they want this case closed permanently. Their way. Now, you sign this.
You sign it!
Thorne refuses to close the Simonson case.
Just do what you have to do. Where did you go with Simonson?
He took me to church.
Church.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It has been 6 months since my last confession.
Charlton Heston, Edward G. Robinson, Chuck Connors, Leigh Taylor-Young, Brock Peters, Paula Kelly, and Joseph Cotten fight for survival and try to solve the most bizarre riddle ever to face mankind. The search for the secret of Soylent Green. You will find out why Soylent Green means life. You will find out why Soylent Green means death.
We gotta stop him!
What is the secret of Soylent Green?
All right, there was the trailer to Soylent Green. Adam, what did you think of that very strange trailer that we just watched?
It was maybe a little too informative.
It really was. We got to know everybody, though.
Yeah.
They had everybody's name.
Yep.
What they were doing.
Yep. Who their parents were, where they grew up.
The only thing it didn't reveal is, well, what is the secret of Soylent Green?
I think they're kind of missing the point of the movie.
I think so, too.
Yeah, but whatever.
Excuse me, they didn't reveal the, what is the secret of Soylent Green? Green. At one point, it's just Heston punching a guy in the face. Okay, cool.
Tell me the secret.
What is the secret of Soylent Green? I don't know.
What are the delicious herbs and spices?
Why does it taste like rotisserie chicken? All right, we are covering Soylent Green. You know, we're doing some Heston films for January, which I'm very, very thankful for, very happy. And, you know, there's obviously, and probably more obvious to us now that we've reviewed, 3 Heston films, is that we've got like recurring themes across those. What was up with Heston in doing these kind of like these science fiction films, but also just like the real bizarre science fiction films, like real strange ones, Omega Man and Beneath the Planet of the Apes and Soylent Green. There was just like this time where it was like, that's what Heston was doing, was just very, and then also Planet of the Apes, you know, he just,
I don't know. Like this is the most I've ever dove into Charlton Heston movies, and it just, I almost think that maybe the studio or the producer has to be like, yup, it needs that Heston energy, because that's what he brings.
Yeah.
He brings this over the top, masculine, yet flowy, monologue-y.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
because he's singularly himself, you know, it's Charlton Heston in the film. It's like Charlton Heston is Robert Thorne.
Yeah, they can call him whatever they want. It's Charlton Heston.
If you asked him, he's like, what kind of character is Robert Thorne? He'd be like, well, he's kind of like me.
Yeah, Detective Heston.
Yeah. It would be like if I was a detective.
What was I was going to look it up before we started this record, but there's a scene, I'm just segueing real quickly. The movie National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
At one point in the movie, a lady is asked, it's after Eddie goes to Clark's boss's house and kidnaps his boss. Clark's boss's wife is being interviewed by the police, and they're asking her what the man looked like, meaning Eddie. And she was like talking about he was a large, brutish man.
Yeah.
The way that she describes Eddie makes me think of Charlton Heston.
I get that.
Just very like, he's kind of like poured into his clothes, and he's just very like sweaty and brutish. And just like anytime he's on screen in this movie, for the most part, I'm uneasy.
Yeah.
Because I think he's going to like punch someone or, you know, just kind of abuse ladies.
He's got a very unique look to him.
Yeah.
You know, and he's very sweaty in this movie.
And he's menacing.
And he is. He could really be a danger. I mean, he starts whomping on Paula Kelly at one point in the movie.
Yeah.
Just, it like cuts to him punching her in the face.
Yeah.
And it's so like, you're the hero.
Yeah.
That's craziness.
Yep.
Before we get into it, Adam, would you like the taglines of Soylent Green?
Let's do it.
Number 1, what is the secret of Soylent Green? Green. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any clue.
Number 2, people need it. Ellipses. In the year 2022.
Huh.
Yeah.
Right.
Number 3, people never change. They'll do anything to get what they need. And they need Soylent Green.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't really get that from this movie. It doesn't seem like that's Soylent Green is not a large component in this film.
There should be people chomping on Soylent Green
absolutely
every
right.
scene of this movie.
That is absolutely right.
Yep.
That is absolutely right. Number 4, it's the year 2022. People are still the same. They'll do anything to get what they need. And they need Soylent Green.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what we just said gets to one of the biggest flaws of the film, is that Soylent Green it doesn't seem like people crave Soylent Green, or that it matters really that much.
No.
And so the revelation isn't really that shocking, I feel like.
Right. Yeah. And it's this
There's
is
plenty of other wafers out there. I don't know. Just stop eating those.
This is one of those movies where I knew what the twist was long before I saw the movie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe there's just like a handful of people that saw this and were just completely like, wow.
I feel like this film and Silent Running, if you've ever seen that one, it has the same, like, people are like, whoa, man.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, man?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where I'm just, I don't know. It doesn't, there should, to make this stronger, I feel like this film needs more You need more scenes of people like ravenously eating, going after Soylent Green.
Yeah, maybe like close-ups of people's mouths and just like.
Because otherwise it's just like, oh.
And maybe they really like it a little bit too much to really make it, if you really want it to be like stomach turning.
Yeah.
Then you have to show Charlton Heston eating it.
Yes.
You never see, he's always eating fresh food somehow.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
So I guess it's
drinking the best water and bourbon.
Because as it stands, I don't see what the problem is.
No.
You've got a civilization at the precipice of catastrophe.
Yeah.
And you are utilizing obsolete members of society that are either dying, will die, or are very close to, in order to feed the population to keep the wheels turning. What else are you going to do?
My wife said the same exact thing.
I don't feel like this is
She
terrible.
had a bib on and she was sharpening a fork and a knife together.
That's fun staring at you.
Yeah, that's right.
Why do you keep calling me Soylent? Stop calling me Green Boy. The film opens, Adam, on the year 2022. So in the past, which is the future.
Oh, not this again.
Yeah. We're doing a time continuum thing. It's a problem.
4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
And there is a product called Soylent.
I do know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's soybeans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, clearly like punning on the...
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that it more so is maybe the staying power of this film is that it's so,
Just that line.
Yeah.
Just...
That's it. That's it.
That's what this movie has been distilled down into. Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Unchecked population, we've got climate collapse and pollution have caused near total ecological failure. Now, we know there's pollution because they do a hazy green filter on the screen anytime they're outdoors.
Yep.
So it's like either it's very stinky outside or it's supposed to be, I'm guessing, fumes from... It's got a Beneath the Planet of the Apes quality to it with the overlays.
Yep.
So they're doing the same thing, which makes me think that maybe Heston was just a fan of that.
Yeah. I mean, if we're going to, I'm not looking to put one up against the other, but this movie looks better than Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. It's got, well, yeah. We can, visually speaking, this film really has a hard time trying to sell its premise, I think. And it has a really difficult time executing what it is trying to do. If there's overpopulation, they've got, but it's just, you don't get a sense of how the overpopulation. I don't. There are streets filled with people, and there's like bunk rooms and things like that. But those are the types of things that are just visually like. What's a good way to put that? They're visually. It's like saying "duh" visually. Like they're very. You know what I mean? It's beating you over the head. There's too many people. Look at all of them.
Yeah.
Like, what other ways could this movie show overpopulation? And I don't have an answer for that, but it seems like that's what the movie needed to do is. How would we be inconvenienced by too many people? What is it?
It's hard to walk down the stairs.
Okay.
Charlton Heston has to monkey walk down steps. I mean, that's like one of his moves in the movie is just like, grabbing the railings and, stepping on people.
Yeah.
There's like, it's effective how it's not an overpopulation. It doesn't help in that regard, but like there's always like crying children, like when they're in the more, when they're in the 99 percentile areas where, everybody's suffering and that sucks. But yeah, I mean, it's, again, it feels like it needs to look grander, not grander in a good way, but like you need to be able to see the wider breadth where you're just seeing like, it's shot on a soundstage and it looks like it.
Because he has no problem. Like he finds everybody he's looking for.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Nobody gets in the way of that.
No, and he really is menacing. Like he just like he knocks on the door. Like, not to get too ahead of it, but when Cheryl is having a party with all of her lady friends, and the knock comes on the door, I audibly, I was like, oh no, like I knew what was coming. Like this sweaty dude is gonna just and he didn't disappoint.
Yeah, because he's not like it's Omega Man in that way, in that he's not like messing around, and he's like like he will just punch things until the answer comes to him.
Yep. You'll say what he wants you to say.
Yes, you will tell him what he's looking for, whether you know or not.
Yep.
So we have, there's talk of like global food systems have collapsed. It says like natural food, clean water. These things are luxuries, and we come to find that with Simonson, who ends up, he gets murdered.
Yes.
But he lives in like the lap of luxuries in like a big apartment building.
Yep.
I guess that would be like his apartment that he owns, because only so many few people, the rich, the elite, they get to have their own, I don't even, like a little apartment fortress or a house abode.
They have running water.
There's like moats and things that keep people out. There's like high walls, that sort of thing. They get out there. And then they get concubines.
Furniture women?
Yes.
Is that what they call them?
What is that about? Why is that in addition to an overpopulated? What does that say of the overpopulated society that we have furniture? What is that?
I don't know. I think it's just
it's the future, right, man? Well, women are going to be subjugated, man.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's dumb.
It is, right?
It is.
It's just stupid.
Yeah.
It's just like one extra thing. Like, it's not like, I don't know, like,
there's no woman with any authority or agency in this movie.
No. I just don't know why, like, they're remarking on the society, right? They're making a comment.
Yeah.
Overpopulation, no food systems. Their comment is that once that happens, rich people get concubines.
Yeah.
That's just, I don't know, like, where is the, why? Is that so, is because the women need to subjugate themselves in order to get access to these things? Maybe that's it?
I guess.
Or that the elite are just so above everything they can take furniture?
Yeah.
But that's in regular society. That's not, that doesn't have to be in an overpopulated, I don't know.
It was there was a very, like, Epstein-y feeling to it.
I got some,
the one guy when he comes to...
With all the women?
No, after that, when he rents the apartment, or he's going to have the apartment, and he's talking to Cheryl, and he's just like, maybe you and a friend, and how old are you? And sometimes I'll have friends over, and we like to have fun. Are you fun? Like, it's just like, ugh, gross, dude. Like,
The population is surviving off of Soylent Red, Soylent Yellow, and Soylent Green, which is new, and it's plankton based.
Right.
Yeah. So we have Heston. He's
Detective Thorne.
He's like a hard-boiled detective.
Yeah.
There's got to be a joke in there somewhere with hard-boiled eggs and food shortages,
so hungry,
but yeah. And he's got, according to the trailer, he's got so many cases he can't even keep up.
Yeah.
But he gets a new one that he has to take care of.
Yeah.
Which is that Simonson, who is one of the elites,
got murdered.
Yes. And there's like a scene where the murderer, the assassin, is like jumping over the walls, getting down in the moat. He gets into his house and he's got like a crowbar.
Yep.
And he tells him that, the people who sent me are sorry, but you're too much of a liability, more or less. And then he beats him in the head with a crowbar.
The best way to kill you is with this claw hammer.
They couldn't.
He's like, yeah, do what you gotta do.
Which we see somebody with a silenced weapon later in the film, who seemingly is working with the same people.
The same guy has a gun later.
But he just comes in with a crowbar and he's like, they told me to make it as... Hey. And I think maybe that's the burglary aspect of it, but it just beat his head in with a crowbar. That's fine. Who cares?
Yep.
So
we should also mention that the movie opens, before that happens, it establishes that Detective Thorne lives with a roommate named Saul.
Yeah.
And he is a bookish older gentleman who kind of does all of Heston's police work for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he just doesn't go and like rough people up.
Yeah.
But he does all the research and stuff.
It's worth getting to, is that, as mentioned, Heston shows up and like punches people into submission.
Yep.
But then he goes and he talks to Saul and he's like, use that brain of yours.
He punches people into submission. He breaks things, and he eats all their food. He drinks all their booze. He just kind of walks around like he owns every place he's
in. It is a film about food scarcity. And Heston will not stop eating.
He's a glutton.
He
There's
won't
one
stop.
scene. There's one scene I think when he's talking to when Detective Thorne is talking to Tab, played by Chuck Connors.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Give me some booze." And so Chuck Connors gets him a bottle of bourbon. He's like, bourbon. And he's standing by the air conditioning, so it's blowing on him. And he's got his shirt open and he's drinking bourbon like a ghoul. He's just like this sweating, and he's sweating more somehow by the air conditioning.
This is more of like the film needs more elements to show the issues. And they're not doing that.
No, it's
they
all
refuse
that's
to
our
show
conduit. He's our conduit to know, like, okay, it's hot clearly because he can't stop sweating. He's hungry, so they're out of food. At one point, he's washing his face and he looks at the bar of soap and I'm like, bite it.
Yes,
I'm thinking he's going to take a big bite of that soap.
Just wash it down with bourbon.
Yeah,
it reminded me of that episode of The Simpsons where Principal Skinner says his mom got mad at him, and so she divided the room in half, like with cardboard or something. I don't remember. And so he was watching The Man with Two Faces, and he didn't even know there was anything wrong with him halfway through the film. That's what, like, I didn't, because of the way Heston's acting, I didn't realize there was an issue for like 75% of the movie because he's just constantly eating and drinking.
Yeah, at one point he like stole a spoon with some jam on it, and then like much later he pulls out his pocket. He's like, "Taste this."
And Saul's like giving him food and beans and stuff. And he's like, yeah, good, huh? It's like, is there a food shortage?
I don't know.
I don't know. Heston shows up. He does have like soap and bourbon for Saul. And I think just touching on that dynamic, you have like the bookish Saul, who's like an ex-professor or something.
Yep.
And then he works with Heston as kind of the brains of the operation. Mm-hmm. Then Heston like pile drives and elbow drops people when they are out of line. So Heston gets contacted to go investigate the murder of Simonson, kind of shows up, checks some things out at the apartment.
Steals all that stuff, like
steals
food,
bourbon,
yep.
all that stuff.
Yep.
He calls it salvaging.
Yep. I mean, good on him. I
think it's that is a nice touch where it's like, you know, he's grabbing things. He's doing it for Saul, but like, you know, he's doing it in a way that's like, it's a nice little character thing.
Yeah.
That I think works. Excuse me. But so he'll grab things from the crime scene, even though it's, you know, illegal or whatever.
Yeah.
But he'll bring those back home and do that. So it kind of adds, that's a little bit of that world building I'm talking about, where it's like those nice little flourishes help us understand the gravity of the situation.
Yes.
When he's sitting there like chomping on stuff and like sitting in AC, it doesn't help me conceptualize the problem that we're getting at. So therefore, like a lack of the focus on Soylent Green hinders this film for me, because it's not, you know, we're talking plot elements, and we should be saying, oh, and then there's another scene where there's just a group of people fighting over a box of Soylent Green. Somebody gets stabbed, and then the victor is like on the ground, like scooping it out of the box.
It's like they should be eating it like they ate the stuff in the movie, the stuff.
Yeah, it should be like ravenous. Yeah. They should be like murdering each other for it. And we're just not getting that. That's not.
And just to pull all this together too. So Simonson, who, you know, helped to develop Soylent Green, he gets murdered.
Yeah.
His furniture lady, her name is Cheryl. Yeah. And then his bodyguard is named Tab. And so when Charlton Heston, Detective Thorne, goes and investigates, he meets Cheryl and he meets Tab at that time, and go on.
Yeah. He has an, you know, talks to talks to Saul, you know, tells him he thinks it was an assassination. I think he goes to see the police chief at one point.
Yep.
And there's like, he's got like a broken watch, and then they're talking just about kind of overall what Heston is investigating and how he thinks it's an assassination because of this, and this. This is kind of our moment where he shows his prowess as a detective, where there's this, and this is misplaced. Therefore, you know, nothing was stolen. Therefore, he was assassinated. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
So then Thorne talks to Cheryl. Is that her name? Yeah, Cheryl.
Yep.
And Cheryl I think this is actually one of the more interesting parts of the movie, when she starts talking about Simonson himself, is that Simonson uncovered something, or he found something out about Soylent Green. We don't know that yet, but he finds something out. And then she talks about kind of his emotional state. He doesn't sleep. He cries. He doesn't touch her for months at a time. And then eventually he gets murdered. And that's kind of like the only information she can give to Heston. I think that's kind of interesting, right? That he gets this shocking revelation and it's like, oh, then she just talks about his emotional well-being. Right. Heston's just like, cool. Well, thanks for the info. Gotta go. So then, then he had recently visited a Catholic priest, Simonson did. And I don't remember how Heston got this information, but he goes to talk to the priest, I think.
Yes, he does go talk to the priest, and the priest he's also in the know, but he's got this like 1,000-yard stare. And he doesn't divulge the information, but yeah, you could tell that he's burdened by this information as well.
Yeah, and he's like whatever, visibly shaken. He's he's got that. And then because it was confessed to him, the priest can't divulge any information to Heston.
Yep.
And then this gets to where the priest is in a confessional and Tab.
Yep.
Simonson's former bodyguard.
Correct.
He's the one with a gun, right?
Yep.
Is that Tab?
Yep.
He is like, okay, tell me your confessions, because more or less it seems like the Soylent Green Corporation found out about this, had Simonson offed, and then the priest found out. So they also, because there's two guys talking, right? There's like two guys outside and they start talking. They're like, oh yeah, our friend there, he went and talked to a priest as well, talking about Simonson.
Yeah.
Right after that, we cut to Tab is in the confessional. Yeah. And he's like,
forgive me, Father, for I have shot. And
for I have.
Yeah. He blows the priest away.
Yeah. I have unloaded this gun into the side of your head.
I anointed your brains with steel.
Okay, and then Thorne's investigation at this point is shut down. Now, it does seem like we're moving through the plot quite quickly, because a lot of this film really is just like static shots of groups of people who are filled with unrest.
There's that, but also a lot of it is just, if we said Charlton Heston goes to an apartment to investigate, a lot of it is him just walking around the apartment and eating food and drinking bourbon.
Yeah.
Like, it's just one sentence, but it's a lot of him walking around and just owning the
he is. Is this like an example of eating the scenery?
I think so.
Is
chewing the scenery?
Is he chewing? Yeah. Well, he's also eating the scenery. Literally,
he's eating everything.
He's eating everything. Yeah. So he's like chewing the scenery, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of doing that sort of thing.
He becomes involved, meaning Detective Thorne, Charlton Heston, becomes involved with Cheryl. He shows up at her apartment, and she's having like this, what can only be described as like an Austin Powers lady party, where it's just like all these 60s ladies, 70s ladies, and they're all just like playing with each other's hair and stuff.
And Heston's like, let's go make love or whatever.
Yeah, so they go into the bedroom and just like do that. It's really cool.
Heston only makes love. He really does.
He does, I guess.
Grabs women by their shoulders and he throws them down onto beds, apparently, is kind of his.
And then
he seems like a guy who does that.
The guy in the red suit, I forget the name.
Yeah, he shows up and starts like harassing.
Yeah, and he's he's got like this rumpled shirt on underneath his red coat. And he's just like, I'm so mad.
And Heston steps out like, hey.
Yeah. I'm trying to bang in here.
Yeah. Didn't you hear me?
I know you did.
It's like, I only make love loudly so everyone can hear my prowess.
He's got like just pants on, but he's eating half a sandwich.
He's eating more. Just a full turkey leg. Where do you keep getting all this food? Yeah, he more or less he strong arms the guy and is just like, get out of here.
Yeah, he says, stop beating the women up. I do that.
Yes, I'm here to question them with my fists.
You don't get
to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's just following through this. He's meeting with Saul every once in a while to talk about, what could be going on, the involvement of the Soylent Green Corporation.
He drops books off to Saul that were basically, it was all of the notes that Simonson kept between like 2015 and 2019 as far as the whole plankton stuff. So Saul's been kind of like doing all the work with that. There is a nice scene where Detective Thorne and Saul have like a meal with all the food that he stole.
Yeah, I like that.
Saul makes like a stew and like they're enjoying
He's like having him try it to see if it sucks or if it's good. And then Heston's like, it's good.
So
Heston's gained 25 pounds since the start of the film. He's just so fat.
Mess. And then it goes to they're basically in a everybody all the people are getting their Soylent Green, and there's like a crowd of people trying to get their Soylent Green, and you have the police there that are trying to kind of keep everything orderly, but they also realize that there's not enough Soylent Green to go around, so they're worried about a riot occurring.
Yeah,
that's when the man who assassinated Simonson starts taking shots at
because he sees Heston,
Thorne.
And Heston's out there wearing like a baseball hat.
A football helmet.
Yeah, like is that just kind of the
police are it's like a riot helmet, but it's very cheaply made.
Yeah, and he like takes a shot of him. Heston's like wearing a helmet. It's the craziest looking thing.
It is.
Knowing what we know about Soylent Green too, the secret of Soylent Green, green. Why are they running out?
I think maybe like a truck got delayed or something. I can't remember what they said. Yeah, they said that
I don't smash cut to a truck bogged down in mud.
Well, not only that though, but when they make the announcement that it's like, sorry, no more Soylent Green, like the people start overturning the
they like freak out immediately.
Right, but they're overturning the benches with Soylent Green on it.
Oh yeah.
It's like no, you take that.
Yeah, I guess they don't really freak out immediately because they're like, it doesn't seem that urgent. It just doesn't. It seems like they're rioting because of food. It doesn't seem because of Soylent Green.
They're like, we're running out of Soylent Green, and the people are like, that's fine.
No, you really want it, right? Nah, it's just fine.
No.
Do you have some of that bean slurry? I like bean slurry.
But no, so the guy who assassinated Simonson, he takes a couple shots at Detective Thorne. He hits him once in the ankle.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever sells it. I think he just kind of reaches down a little bit.
He rubs it.
For the rest of the movie, he's running nonstop.
Yeah, that's all he does at the end of the film is run. Sprint, in fact.
And then do you want to talk about the scoops?
The scoops.
The trucks that scoop people up.
Oh, yeah.
They call them the scoops.
I forgot. This riot. This riot ensues, and they're like, do they say scoops?
Yeah, he's like bringing the
That is
scoops.
insane.
Yeah.
And because I forgot about this. They're just big, they're big.
They're like,
what am I thinking? Bulldozers.
Yeah,
And
bulldozers or bobcats.
And they just, the riot, I've never thought about this to contain a riot.
No.
It's such a good idea. If people are rioting, just go and scoop them up with giant bulldozers. You scoop up groups of people and then you
just toss them into the
you deposit them elsewhere, but they just literally, people are like rioting and they just like pull up these trucks and start scooping people up off the street. It's so crazy.
But if you look at the amount of people that were there, and then conservatively, you probably scoop like 5 people up because you got some people dangling off and they're like dropping.
Yeah, there is. What was really making me laugh too is like they would scoop up a group of people and there would be like somebody on the side with like a stick hitting the side of the bulldozer. Stop scooping us up.
So that would take forever.
It's
to
so
scoop
long.
Everybody up,
because you can only. It's a regular street. What do you get? 2 scoops on a street side by side, running over mailboxes and get stuck on light posts. Like you're not gonna. Yeah.
But the guy who tried to kill Detective Thorne got smashed by a scoop.
Yeah. I will say too, the rioters seem pretty compliant in being scooped. They weren't
a
really
lot of them
fighting,
were like, fine.
When that guy is like beating on the side of it with a stick, it's just kind of like, hey, stop it. Cut it out.
Yeah.
I was rioting over here. Yeah. So the riot ensues. At that point, Heston then goes to Paula Kelly. That's when he starts punching her in the face in her apartment.
Because Chuck Connors is Tab is there.
Tab is there. Yep. Now, he had already visited her too earlier in the film to ask her some questions. And then at one point, he's like, I would stay if you asked me, or something like weird like that.
Well, yeah. So she's sitting there eating like jam on toast or something. And then he knocks on the door. She's like, I'm not dressed. And then she opens the door and he's just like marching around the apartment like, a nice place you got here. Like, just like no search warrant, nothing.
Yeah.
And then right before he leaves, she has to denigrate herself to say, oh, I wish I could do something for you. And he's like, I'm busy. And if I wanted it, I'd take it.
Yeah, right.
And it's like everything with this guy.
I think it's a very Heston thing where he, it's like when we talked about it with Omega Man. It's like he sees himself in a very particular way.
Absolutely.
So he's like, I am kind of a sex symbol, pretty much.
Yeah.
Except for all of those qualities that make a sex symbol.
Yeah, you're feasting on me with your eyes, and I'm feasting on all of your food.
Yeah. I'm a feast for eyes and this grub in your kitchen. He's so fat at that point. He's So we have, the massive riots erupt. I'm just catching up in my notes. This says police bring out brutal riot control vehicles. Scoops.
Yep.
Which are, these machines shovel people off the street.
Yep.
And then they're dumped into disposal trucks.
Yep.
If you're scooped up by a truck, just jump out.
Yeah.
Climb out. What are they going to do? Lower it quickly and scoop you back up?
Right.
A second scoop comes by. Yeah, it's very inefficient.
I think after that scene with the scoops, I think he goes to, like you said, he's going to go to Tab's apartment. Or no, I guess it's Paula's apartment.
Yeah. Another
And
question
Tab
I
is
have.
there?
Who is toward the end, we have kind of a fight in an overcrowded bunkhouse.
Yes.
Who is that guy? I thought that was Tab.
That's Tab 2.
Wait, but Tab is crushed by the...
No.
That
was the guy who killed Simonson. He kind of looked like John Ritter playing Aladdin.
Gotcha. For whatever reason, I thought Tab also killed Simonson, but I was mistaken.
No, Tab was his bodyguard.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, that's weird that Tab would be working against Heston, considering he was the bodyguard for...
Yeah, but
Simonson,
Tab's in on it because he also killed the priest.
They
got to Tab.
They got to Tab. So Tab wasn't there when Simonson was murdered.
Correct.
Because he was bought off to not bodyguard him.
Correct.
Guard his body.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. This is making more sense. The conspiracy of Soylent Green.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tab gets his ass kicked in the apartment.
So then that's when Heston goes to Paula Kelly's apartment and starts beating the crap out of Tab. It's just housing his butt.
And then she tries to stop him, and he just backhand,
he is
backhand,
forehand. And he is he's full what do they call those haymakers? Just throwing haymakers.
Yeah.
And then
at one point during that fight, though, Chuck Connors does get a pretty sweet karate kick.
Yes,
he gets a jumping karate kick.
I think to save Paula Kelly, which I was darn right.
Yeah.
Jump into defense mode.
Yeah.
And then Heston is just if you come after me after, beating them both mercilessly, after getting the upper hand, he's like, if you come after me again, I'll kill you.
Yep.
And then he storms out of there.
Yep.
Which, thinking about it like a conspiracy from a corporation that's willing to just kill anybody in their way, you're like, so don't mess with me again, corporation, or I will kick your butt.
Yeah.
Seems kind of short-sighted on his behalf, but oh well. Okay, so now we have Saul, who is studying... This looks like he's studying some of the things from Simonson's apartment.
Yes. The books, yep.
Yep. And then he goes to analyze the data in the books and finds that the oceans are dying, that plankton cannot exist in sufficient quantities to feed people.
Yep.
And that Soylent Green cannot be made from plankton. Therefore, it is made from some kind of
other thing
that they're unsure of what that is.
And he goes and talks to a council of elders.
Yeah.
Bunch of old people.
They're like, hey, we're also ex-professors. We don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
That's what happens to professors after the world collapses. They become elder councils.
The trailer claims that there's no books in this society, and he walks into a room with more books than I've ever seen.
It's a real weird trailer. It makes a lot of claims from people who did not watch the film.
Yep.
Like, there are no more books in this society.
Yep.
And then it shows a picture of Saul covered in books. He's literally wearing books. I've never seen so many books in my whole life.
So those aren't clothes, those are books.
Hey, I've got great expectations right here.
Well, anyway, so Saul is told off screen what Soylent Green is, and he's like, deuces, I'm out of here.
Yes, and then it becomes clear that both Simonson knew the truth, the priest knew the truth, as the trailer told us, and then Saul also knew the truth.
Now he knows the truth, yeah.
So Saul is then overwhelmed by what he has discovered.
Yep.
He's decided he's going to go, he's an old guy.
Yep.
So he's going to go euthanize himself.
At the building where they euthanize people.
Yes, at the euthanization building, which is very, I don't know if you've ever read The Giver. It was very The Giver, which is like a lot of these post-apocalyptic societies just love killing old people when they're obsolete.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Logan's Run.
Yeah.
the obsolete man in the Twilight Zone. You know, it's just like, if you're old, you're out of here.
Yep.
But yeah, the Giver's the same thing. At some point you go into, it's like the Beyond or something. So as an old person, you go to this room where they euthanize you, more or less.
Right.
So he does this. He gets into a room that's, I would say, a poorly edited scene in which a television screen is superimposed, and there's like a poor cutout of the back of Saul's head as he watches this giant screen where there's like flowers and classical music.
Yeah, they ask him what his favorite color is, and he says orange, and so the whole room is bathed in orange light, and it's basically just an IMAX screen that's showing like nature and very calming images and
as
classical music being
slowly
played.
euthanize him. And then the guy who's running that room, is that not?
Yes.
It is,
From
right?
Spaceballs.
Yes.
Dick Van Patten.
Yes, it is. Why is Dick Van Patten in this movie?
I don't know. It must have been one of his first roles, though.
I was so crazy. I saw him and I was like, "Oh my god, we're in for like comedic hijinks." And then he was very serious.
I think it was one of his first roles, but by this point in the movie, it's like Heston's third or fourth role with Butter.
Yes. Well, he brought that whole bag. He had a full bag of rolls.
Dick Van Patten was like, "Those are brown and serve. You're going to want to cook those." Heston's like, "No."
He's yelling at him in Hawaiian rolls. Like, falling out of his
I can get through them even though they're frozen.
Saul is going through the assisted suicide, the euthanasia, and Heston, there's a little monitor thing. He beats up Dick Van Patten and like puts his arm behind his back and is like, Dick Van Patten's like, nobody can see like the ceremony because it's like whatever personal. And he's like, I'll break your arm and kill you if you don't let me see it. And he's like, oh, okay. And so he opens the door to the monitoring window. And then Saul is trying to talk to him through like a speaker thing. And he's like, oh, isn't this beautiful? Isn't this nice? And then like, I have something to tell you about the whatever. And then his like voice cuts out and he's like, oh my God, the voice cut out. I can't hear him. And then he's like, no, just put on the headphones. He's like, oh, okay. And then he's like, okay, I can hear him now. Yep. I don't know what that was about. I don't know why.
Well, it's so that we as the viewer are still in suspense because we still don't get to hear what Soylent Green is.
Right.
He's like,
if he could be telling him as the classical music crescendos, and then we could just cut to Heston's face.
You're right.
But there's a scene where it's like,
sorry, the technology is bad.
Yeah, sorry, I just broke down. Can you put these headphones on? And he's like, oh, okay, that fixed the issue. It was just so unnecessary. Like we didn't need that at all.
Yeah.
But I guess as a way to relay that information, that's fine. But just very cumbersome.
You're
to
right.
watch.
The crescendo. I can see it and hear it.
Yeah,
it's better.
It's very cumbersome and very.
It's much better.
Watching that took a long time, and it was also like, why are we doing this?
right.
This doesn't seem necessary.
Right.
So then, now Heston knows the truth, and he leaves. He goes on the truck, I think that has Saul's body or whatever, they take him out of there.
Oh yeah, so after he leaves
now he's
that
gonna go
area
sneak in to confirm his suspicions.
Well, after he leaves that area, he goes towards the bowels of this I guess factory. It's
a processing plant, I think, and I have questions.
Well, it's funny because so when Saul is being led into the room to get euthanized, it's like these two people in robes and they're very welcoming. And then Heston goes to the basement. It's just like there's just trucks backing up, and they're just like pouring wrapped bodies.
It's like
it's so many.
It's like what you see in a movie where there's like a fish warehouse. It's just like conveyor belts. It looks like it smells. It's rough.
It's a lot. Like they do a lot of business.
They do, yeah. And there's like there's just like workers and stuff.
Yeah.
But he gets on like a truck. I think he goes with the truck to this processing facility.
Yes.
But it's like it's pretty open. You know what I mean? It's not like Soylent Green is, to their estimation, guarding a highly classified secret, like a very urgent thing.
Yep.
And their processing facility is like, you could like hop a fence and get in there and just see what's going on.
You could like see it from the road.
Yeah.
You can see them dumping. Like they're not doing a lot.
Could you imagine driving by and you see, so wait.
Oh shit, is it Tuesday already? It's like, just like dumping bodies. Yeah.
Heston goes into where they take the bodies and they're like dropping the bodies these like wrapped up bodies into like a giant vat of water that's like processing.
Yeah, but they're not dumping them they dump them out of a truck onto a conveyor belt. Then from the conveyor belt, they drop into the pond or the water.
Yeah, whatever. So that
Still wrapped.
Yeah. So if you're driving by and you look through the fence and you just see the bodies falling into this vat, that's pretty much like the security we're talking about here.
Yeah.
But then Heston's like, this then, I guess, confirms his suspicion because on the other side, the conveyor's coming out and there's Soylent Green.
Yeah, legitimately. Right. So from the time Saul tells Thorne the secret until the time that Thorne says the iconic line at the end, it kind of feels like a documentary about how Soylent Green is made.
Yeah.
Only they cut out a huge part where it goes from being a body to a little cube.
Yes.
You don't really see how that part happens.
We have like... There's a lot of this that seems backwards. I mean, it's inept, but it seems backwards because that revelation should not be till the end. It should be
what
like
revelation?
That it's people.
Oh.
Because the thing is, should I save that? Should I cut that? And we should just reveal it right when Heston says it? Because here's the thing is you're watching the bodies go through. Yeah. But you're watching the bodies fall into this big thing of water.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Soylent Green out on a conveyor belt. Like, are you supposed to be like, oh, those are two unrelated things?
I don't know.
So then you're like, oh my God, in the same factory that they're making Soylent Green, they're putting bodies in big vats of water.
That's what people from the road would be saying. Like they really should separate those things. Like
it doesn't make any sense to have Heston go to that facility. I don't know why he's there for it. Like I would say just purely a plot sake.
So in the city that we live near, there is a Qdoba that's attached to a PetSmart. That's always bothered me. It shares the building.
Yeah.
Similarly, it's like if you saw that the Soylent Green factory is also attached to the euthanasia
clinic and Soylent Green production facility. Your mind can only do. Yeah. It would be like having, say, in the same city, having a Rallies and there being a cemetery right behind that Rallies. It's like you can only suppose that, they're harvesting those corpses for Rallies meat. I should say, I should say fast food place instead of
Rallies, quote, meat.
Yes. He's here at the factory. He's seeing it. We're seeing it. And then there's still a revelation. And I'm going to put that in quotes, but there's still like a revelation at the end. Like what he says it comes with so much. There's a lot of clout there or something, or there's so much like pronouncement, but it's not really.
I think they use his delivery against him because Heston is a known overactor.
Yeah.
And so when he says it, the police chief is like, yeah, we'll tell him.
Yeah.
Like what I believe when the movie ends is that he's going to be converted into Soylent Green.
That was my assumption.
And nobody's going to believe him because he sounds like a crazy raving lunatic. Now, if you stopped and just looked at what's going on
to the left,
everybody would be like, "Oh yeah, that guy had a point."
Yeah. Because like from there, he goes to call the police chief out in the street, and then Soylent Green people come out, and they start chasing him. They get into a gunfight.
Well, before that, Chuck Connor's Tab and him get into a fight in a bunkhouse.
Yeah, but like right before that, he gets chased through the streets, and Tab shoots him. Oh, then he gets into the bunkhouse.
Oh, got you. Okay, okay.
And then so he's being like chased, and then Tab. Then they have the fight in the bunkhouse.
Yeah.
Tab is beaten.
He's getting some revenge.
Yeah, he really is.
Nice.
And then Heston lands right next to a big butcher knife.
Yeah, and then Tab makes the stupid mistake of like, I got to get real close before I shoot you. It's like
the way he reached for
a
him.
Gun.
Heston's laying face down. Tab is, how would you describe this? He's behind him, but like
he's
to
crouching
the left.
down,
and he starts crouching down, and like you would like in a horror movie, pull somebody over to see if they're like a vampire.
Yeah,
he's doing the same thing. He's reaching across his back and to his shoulder to pull him toward him.
Yeah,
and Heston has time. He gets pulled over. He has time to reel back with the knife and then stab into Tab's gut. Like gives him plenty of opportunity to get gutted. which Tab does.
And then Tab, like, at least he squeezes off like 8 rounds into the crowd.
He doesn't care.
It takes him a long time.
He's like, if I can't get Heston, I'm going to get 8 of you.
Blam, blam, blam. Yep.
At that point, Heston appears to be dying, mortally wounded. The police chief shows up. Heston delivers, the Soylent Green he says the pollutions are dying, the oceans are dying from pollution. Can't eat plankton, so they're eating people. Soylent Green is people, he says. And then he's like, you got to tell him. And the police chief, like you said, is like, yeah, I can do that.
Sure, whatever.
And they load him up on a gurney and they start
scoop.
And they on a scoop and they start taking him out of there. And he's still just like, they're people. Soylent Green is people. Yeah. And then his bloody hand is in the air and it freeze frames and zooms in.
Is Charlton Heston being mortally wounded and yelling? Is that like equal to Vincent Price's castle burning down?
Yes. Yeah. His martyrdom, because he's again a martyr in this film.
Yeah.
He knows the truth. He is the, whatever, he's the hero.
Yep.
And
there it is.
they used a extra large gurney to pick him up because he was so fat by the end of the film from all the rolls he was eating. It was a reinforced gurney.
He's like, Soylent Green is a burp.
It was
people.
You would look closely. The gurney was just darn it, I can't remember. Yeah, never mind. It's the thing for big fat Charlton Heston. I can't remember. All right, that is the end of the film. Adam, anything you wanted to add?
No.
I don't really have anything. It was kind of interesting, I guess, going from Beneath the Planet of the Apes, which is so science fiction, such a different type of science fiction, to then go to Soylent Green, which is its own kind of science fiction. You know what I mean? This is like far more intrigue, investigation, potboiler.
Yeah.
The other one is like mutants and apocalypse. So it's just like two different. One that seems very like almost borderline fantasy, and this one is just very much like sweaty. And it's just kind of interesting. I don't know. I thought it was that was good pairing anyway.
Yeah.
The two films. So, all right, we are going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to do a 5-question true or false, right? Or some multiple choice.
It's a mixed bag.
Okay. So a 5-question trivia set to provide some more insight on the film. And then we will go through our likes, dislikes, maybe some gaffes, and close it out. All right. We will be right back. All right, welcome back to Forgotten Frights. I'm Josh. I'm sitting here with Adam.
Hey.
And we are going to do a 5-question trivia game. And Adam, you have the questions. I will be answering them. Afterward, we can do our likes and dislikes. So take it away.
All right. Question 1. Trivia questions about the movie Soylent Green. How many of the actors in this movie actually lived to see the year 2022? Was it 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Wow. Talking main cast.
Yeah.
Not people in scoop trucks.
No, not the extras in the scoop trucks.
Because that's gotta be higher than 4. I'm gonna go ahead and say 1.
It was 2. It was Leigh Taylor-Young, who played Cheryl.
Okay.
And oddly enough, also Stephen Young, both last name Young. I believe Stephen Young played the assassin to Simon.
Tab?
Nope, that was the
the John Ritter guy.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. You think they tried Soylent? You think they ate some Soylent?
I think so.
Yeah.
I would have had them at one of their like unveilings.
For advertisement.
Number 2, filming was suspended for a week when Richard Fleischer's father, he was the director, Richard Fleischer, when his father Max passed away. Do you know what Max Fleischer was famous for?
Max Fleischer, that sounds familiar. Did Max Fleischer create the hot air balloon?
He did not.
Okay, then I don't know who Max Fleischer is.
He was the innovator of rotoscope, which is the animation used when you trace over actual people.
What?
Like it was used from like Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. It was used in...
Isn't the ending scene where Saul is in that room? Isn't there some rotoscoping going on there?
I don't think so.
Or is that just like superimposing?
I think it's just superimposed.
Okay.
But like like Aha's Take on Me, Dire Straits, Money for Nothing.
Wow.
You know, like that.
He created that.
Wow,
that's crazy.
But he also animated. He was famous for animating like Popeye the Sailor, Betty Boop, and the Superman, the Max Fleischer Superman.
That makes sense because
shorts,
that's rotoscoped because that makes sounds cool.
But yeah, so filming was suspended for a week when he died, so that his son could pay tribute. Number 3, the Soylent Green factory was what facility in real life? Was it an oil refinery, a water treatment plant, or a nuclear power plant?
I would say B, water treatment plant.
That is incorrect. It was the Chevron oil refinery in El Segundo, California.
Oh, okay. So they just have big vats of water.
Yes.
Interesting.
Number 4.
Could you imagine if it was a nuclear power plant?
That'd be crazy.
That's just
Charlton Heston running around.
Looking like a mutant from Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Number 4, Edward G. Robinson filmed screen tests with Charlton Heston, excuse me, on the set of Planet of the Apes as Dr. Zaius.
True or false?
Yes.
Do it one more time, sorry.
Edward G. Robinson, who played Saul in this movie, filmed screen tests with Charlton Heston on the set of Planet of the Apes for the role of Dr. Zaius.
Whoa. True.
It is true.
Yeah, okay.
Apparently there's film out there with...
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this was... Go ahead with your last one, because there's a...
Just to put a bow on that one, Maurice Evans actually ended up getting the part of Dr. Zaius, and I believe he played him in Beneath the Planet of the Apes as well.
Yeah. Bringing it back to Planet of the Apes.
And then number 5, the video game Computer Space. Do you remember this video game? Okay, so in the early part of the movie, Soylent Green, Cheryl is playing a video game in the apartment, and Simonson comes up and says, "I'm glad that you like your toy."
Okay, yeah.
The video game was called Computer Space. Was it a real video game? True.
I'll say false on that one.
It was a real video game.
Oh, okay.
The creator of the video game was Nolan Bushnell, and he was also the founder of Atari and designer of Pong.
I said no because I just assumed it was like, oh yeah, we borrowed this game from the U.S. Army. It's like a...
It's also called Computer Space.
Yeah. Like Heston was like, I know a guy.
So you got...
Like 1, right?
Yeah.
I think, okay, 1 out of 5. That's pretty bad. Cool. There's some interesting stuff in there. The guy who played Saul is Edward G. Robinson.
Yes.
Is this not his last film?
It was his last film.
His last film was Soylent Green.
Yeah.
Where he gets euthanized.
Yeah. And he died like 2 months after.
That's crazy.
After it wrapped.
Yeah. It's kind of like Grandpa Joe in Dead and Buried.
Dead and Buried, yeah.
Yeah, that was like his last film.
I was going to look it up. I think the movie is called Little Caesar.
Okay.
But Edward G. Robinson was in that movie back in like the 30s or 40s.
Yeah.
And he's the, see?
Oh, really?
He's that guy.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So there's some legacy acts on film here.
Yeah.
So likes and dislikes, Adam, I kind of getting to it. I don't know if you want to start. You want me to start? Just you can go through both if you want likes and dislikes.
I'll start. I was not looking forward to watching this movie at all. And I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that it's been overshadowed by the one line of the movie.
Yeah.
I actually liked it more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
The ideas that they were trying to get across, I think were pretty good. Charlton Heston he just overacts in every possible way.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to take him seriously. I really, really liked, and after I did some research after watching the movie, I found that this is kind of like the overarching thought by most people. The scene where Saul is being euthanized is my favorite scene of the movie. It's very sweet that him and Thorne share that moment, and the fact that Thorne is basically he is immobilized because he's seeing nature and the past world for the first time. Again, it's so hard because Charlton Heston needs to be the center of attention in every way. But in that scene, I feel like they both kind of got to share that together. And it was a pretty touching scene. And I didn't know the part about Edward G. Robinson having terminal cancer at the time. So
I didn't realize he had terminal cancer.
That's even and I read up on some things as far as like they always had like really good cheeses and breads on set, because like he basically told everybody, he's like, I'm pretty much out of here, like I'm making this movie and then I'm done.
What a weird movie to make, and you're like, yeah, everybody's starving. Now enjoy this cheese and bread. Can't get into character here. I'm eating too much cheese and bread.
I feel like, so I did really like that aspect of the movie. As far as like, I don't know, it felt like a disjointed movie. It felt like, again, it had some really good ideas, but it didn't really, Soylent just didn't seem as important as, I mean, the movie is called What the Food Is. It's just,
I know. That's so dumb. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I was looking forward to watching this movie until I got to the point where I was like, I have to watch this movie. And I was like, then I really started feeling like, okay, this is going to be, because it's that line. And that's all I remember from a kid. I remember our mother saying, it's people. And then being like, so anyway, it's like, anything else about the movie you like? No, just that part. That's all I remember, like even when I was a kid. So watching this was more so, or getting to it was, was like, okay, this is going to be boring, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought good performances. What I've noticed with Heston films being the third one that we've watched and reviewed, I hope for a while, we take a break from some Heston films, because one of the things I've noticed is that, it is, I think you were kind of touching on it. If you have Charlton Heston in a movie, it becomes a Charlton Heston film. Everything is about him and what he's doing. It's not like a character-driven story. I think we joked about it earlier, but just like, who are you playing in this movie? Oh, it's like if I was a detective. It's me, but my job is a detective. It's like, well, that's not, you're just you. That's not. He's the same person in Beneath the Planet of the Apes. He's the same person in Planet of the Apes. He's the same person in Omega Man. It's not like. It's Charlton Heston. It's like watching a John Wayne film. It's like, oh, he's a cowboy guy, but it's just John Wayne.
Yeah, that's
he's Rooster Cogburn. No, he's John Wayne with an eye patch and a drinking problem.
Yeah,
it's not. So that very much, I think if I had watched this film and had not watched Omega Man and Beneath the Planet of the Apes, I'd probably have a different perspective. With the insight I have now, is kind of, I know what other Charlton Heston films will be, and that's a bit taxing for me to be like, ugh, do I want to go watch another Charlton Heston role plays on film? That's kind of tough.
Yeah, before we started recording, I was talking about Steven Seagal, and I wonder if that's similar, where it's just like, Steven Seagal is always the same guy.
Yeah.
Like I don't think Charlton Heston can't take himself seriously. I worded that sentence was terrible, but he must be taken seriously.
He has to be, yeah.
Like I was even gonna, bring up Vincent Price, but it's like, no, he makes fun of himself.
Yeah, and I think Vincent Price also has better acting chops. I think he can act.
I do too.
I think he can. I think he's funny. I think he can be scared. I think he can be weird. I think he can be horrifying.
He can be the Witchfinder General, but he can also be in Comedy of Terrors.
Right. Where I think Heston is Heston, and that's a pro and a con. Because I think if I'm in the mood for a Heston film, I can go get one. I can watch.
Does that happen often?
No, but if I wanted to, I could. Because there are some, you go watch. Bruce Willis is the same way.
Yeah.
Go. I'm gonna go watch like a Bruce Willis film. I'm not watching John McClane. I'm watching Bruce Willis. Because he's the same person in life. If you've ever seen an interview with him, Heston's the same way. He's like, I like guns and punching things.
Yeah.
Or at least Heston's like, I like giving the impression that I like punching things and that I'm manly.
Right.
Which is its own chore to watch, where somebody is like, I am going to, just like Omega Man, and we can get back to it, but this is a film about how I think I am.
Yeah.
This is the character who I think I am.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show that to you.
Yeah.
I'm not like that at all, but I want to give you the impression that's who I am.
But there's a level of not having self-awareness, right?
Well, yeah, and so Steven Seagal's the same way. Where It's like he's giving the impression, he wants to create films about the character in his head who he thinks he is.
Yeah.
And then he's going to sell that as though that's the real him. And it's not. And so that becomes taxing to watch because it's like, well, you're not this. And so you're giving me this really like, it's cheesy, it's corny, it's not good. It's just like, it's unreal, and it's also problematic. And Heston kind of has that vibe. I think Heston's far more entertaining than like a Steven Seagal to watch because because there's some charisma there.
Agreed,
He's charismatic.
Yeah.
But that's really kind of just the dislikes there, and coupled with the fact that Soylent Green doesn't really, I don't care about Soylent Green throughout the film. The revelation isn't shocking because they talk about it like 90% of the movie. They're just alluding to that. Also, the reveal is too early. You've got, it's the last, 25% of the film maybe, or the last fourth of the film you've already revealed it, and now he's just running to go tell somebody about it.
Yeah,
it needs to be like the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He looks over and sees a body go into a vat. You need to see the processing of the body into the Soylent Green, and then he needs to turn around and get shot.
Yeah.
And then the sheriff or the police chief should show up and he should go, "Oh my God, I just saw this thing." That should be it.
Yeah.
We've got a full 15 minutes between the time he sees the processing to the very end to him then being like, "It's people." It's like, yeah, we knew that. Why are you?
It felt like a long time from when Saul told him to the point where he's on the gurney. it's like
so long.
Good Lord, we already know.
Yeah. But there's still some things in here that, are, it's a watchable film.
Yeah.
I think there's good performances. I think I like that they're trying to do something with the world. It's not done well because they're just not, their limitations are, I think, their imagination, because for me, they do a bad job showing like what the problems really are in this world. I don't really,
right.
A lot of people.
Yeah,
but that's just like, they look like New York. I don't know. It just
is the fact that there's a top 1% and everybody else doesn't have anything. Is that all caused by Soylent Green?
It's also,
is that all we're going to say?
I guess, and it's also like, especially in a modern mindset, it's like that's just happening. That's just a thing. That's you're showing me an issue, but we all know about that. That's not like, this isn't like some shocking revelation that rich people have concubines and live in walled off communities that keep poor people out. That's not shocking. That's something that happens. And that's something that happened in the 70s. So I don't know.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, wouldn't it be crazy if this is how rich people live?" It's like, well, that's how they live.
Yeah.
It's called an HOA.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's horrible, but that's weird to use as a science fiction piece, I guess.
Right.
I don't know. Just kind of not good world building.
Yeah.
With that being said, that's all I got. Anything you wanted to add, Adam?
I will say that when doing research for this movie, I did find that the source material it's called, I think the author's name was Harry Harrison.
Okay.
And the book was called Make Room, Make Room.
Yeah, I was going to look that up. I saw that in there.
Apparently there was never a twist that Soylent Green was people.
What is is it just a book about
it's basically, from what I understand, it's pretty raw look at overpopulation and how it, once it gets to a certain brink, it like a smart story about that kind of stuff. And the studio is just like, yeah, but cannibalism.
What if they're eating people?
Yeah.
What if people are plankton? That was Heston. Just looks up from something. Hey, what if people are ocean food? Oh, okay.
This movie could do for some mutants who are psychics.
There's no detective. There's no guns. There's no punching. And Heston's like, let's add all of that to this, including mutant psychics and a man with a monkey mask.
I'll get thrown clear from a helicopter crash It'll be perfect.
Yeah, that's really the only thing this movie is missing is mutants. It needs.
Yeah.
They're eating people, and the chief pulls off his mask, and he's a mutant.
But the
oh
good,
no!
But the good kind of mutants that are like super athletic.
Yeah,
and they like
climb walls,
yeah.
fire catapults.
They were. Oh my god!
Before we close out, I think we were talking about just a couple things with some themed months. We took about a month and a half off, maybe a little bit longer. I don't know. We were really building toward. We're like, hey, we're gonna do some interesting things with like Halloween, and they're like, nah, we're too busy for that. We got too much crap going on, which happens. So it is, these things happen. But moving forward, I think we were talking about still kind of going with the same idea, right? Which is like some themed months and and doing some things. So I think maybe some action horror movies in the future.
Horror,
Forgotten Fight, is that what you called it? I think could be kind of cool.
But action horror, and then we talked about doing some other, maybe trying to stay with the horror theme.
Yeah.
Like, if we find some different genres that we can kind of fit into that narrative.
I think it would be cool. I wish I could. I think we looked at some in the past, but maybe for February is do some like winter themed horror films from days past. But I'm not. I think we looked up a couple and we're like, oh, those look interesting. But maybe find something. Who knows?
I'm sure there's a million.
I'm sure there's a million because this is episode 20. We're 20 deep of a million. So we'll see. See how that goes. All right. That's it for now. So good night and good fright.